Hey, my nonprofit visionaries. This is Shalita, the nonprofitista O'Neill, and I just wanted to stop by to share a message with you today, a little bit of encouragement. And as always, I share things because I might be going through something or a thought may have come to me that really resonates with me. And I know that if I'm thinking through something or if I'm stuck on something or if I'm working through something, that many of you may be working on the same thing and you might need to hear a word. You might need to hear some encouragement. And so I love to share with you. So today I went to a conference. It was a wonderful conference, Wonder Woman Tech Conference, where they brought women from all over the world into DC to talk about tech, to talk about diversity and inclusion, and to encourage women to stand up for ourselves and each other. And I absolutely loved it. I'm just inspired. I have so many ideas out of that conference that I want to put into action. But one of the things that one of the speakers said was know who you are. And this woman who said this, I mean, she was highly, decorated. She's has experience in starting businesses and very well known. And she shared a story with us about how she had to look in the mirror and remind herself and ask herself that question, right? Who am I? And really center herself and bring herself back to, okay, this is who I am, right? Before addressing a situation that was difficult for her. And that resonated with me because as a nonprofit coach and a lot of you, I know you can relate too. Just because you're just starting your nonprofit organization and you may be confused or frustrated around that doesn't mean there aren't other areas in your life where people come to you as the guru. You may have a consulting business that consults in other areas or do other things, or you've started projects and initiatives in other areas. And nonprofit may be something that you're not quite well versed in, but you are an innovator in your own right. So I know you can relate to this. Know your worth. Know who you are, because that's going to determine the types of clients that you attract. And for me, as a nonprofit development coach, I want to help everybody. I want anybody that wants help that comes to me, that tells me their story about how they want to change the world. And, I'm with you. I'm there with you. I'm excited. I want to help you do it. I'm here to encourage you, to inspire you, to take your hand, to lead you, to help you to see that this is something that you can do. It's not as big as you think it is when you break it down into smaller pieces. I'm here to help you with that. But one thing I cannot do is convince you that this is something you should do. I cannot do that. I can't give you motivation. Motivation comes from within. When you're reaching out to me, you're telling me about a vision that came from within you. I can't give you a vision. I can't give you motivation. I can't convince you or persuade you into moving on your vision. That's not what I do, right? And I want to work with people who are serious about getting started. Now, listen, okay? I know this is scary because I've been there. I have been there to the point where you have an anxiety attack sometimes just thinking about the things that you have to do. Please don't get me wrong. I get it. We need each other. We need to encourage each other. At the same token, you have to narrow down what you are able to do for people and remind yourself of who you are. And in a moment of transparency and vulnerability, y'all, listen, when I went, one of my friends connected me to this dynamic, amazing woman who runs this, like I said, the conferences the Wonder Woman Tech Conference. And not only is the conference in DC, or the global summit was in DC, but it's just also in California and London, y'all. Okay. So when they told me that, my friend said, tagged me on something and said she needs grant writing support, I said, okay, well, y'all know how I feel about grant writing. That's a tool. It's not, listen, okay, the majority of the funds you're going to get is deeper. It's about relationships. It's not just about grant writing. So the first thing I said was, you know what, grant writing is great, but I can do one better. I can help show you how to raise the funds, the resources, and develop the relationships that will allow for you to just have a grant proposal as a backup document. Right? That's more important. Anybody can write something, but that doesn't speak to people. We're talking about people, right? So I said that, and I was connected with her. Again, y'all show up, right? When somebody is trying to tell you about an opportunity or connect you to someone, don't let your inner insecurities shut that down. Don't let your inner insecurities keep you from acting and doing something that you know you can do and that you know you've been asking for. And that's what I had to do. I had to fight through it. I said, okay, you know what? Let me reach out and then follow up and keep following up. I sent her emails. The emails were bouncing back to me because there's something, wrong with the email path or whatever. I'm not a techie, but there was something going wrong. And I was like, okay, I could have easily said, forget it. It's not meant for me. Maybe we're not meant to connect. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I inboxed her in Facebook, and we got connected and we spoke, and I spoke with her, and she is absolutely amazing, has the biggest heart ever, and is really, really putting her heart and her expertise into these conferences so she can change the world. So I said, okay, let me do a little research, because you got to do research on people. For whatever you want to do business with someone, whether you want to reach out to someone to help you or you are helping someone else and they're reaching out to you, you do your research on them. And I did, and I said, oh, I clutched my invisible pearls, y'all. I said, oh my goodness, what she need me for? I'm so serious. I was like, oh my God. Like, she is global. She's got Amazon sponsorship. She's got Google. She's got this person. The event was at the Ronald Reagan, Lord, I can't even think straight. It was at some huge, I'll tell y'all later. It was in DC at this huge place that was donated to her. So I said, how can I, little old me. Little old me. What? You hear how we talk to ourselves? Little old me. What can I possibly do? I got so intimidated, y'all. And I'm telling you, it's transparent times. Be vulnerable. There's strength in vulnerability. I'll be honest with you, because we all have been there. We're probably there. You might be there right now. We go in and out of this vulnerability thing, this thing where we start to question ourselves. And that's when you have to ask yourself, who am I? Who am I? And when I spoke to her in detail, I realized that I have something that she needs and that she can greatly benefit from. It's one thing to build an empire, but you cannot do everything by yourself. You have to engage people who have pieces of what you do not have, and that is okay. And she has things down, especially with me, doing conferences and things like that in the foster care realm or the child welfare realm. She has information and she has knowledge that I can learn from as well, and I just want to be a part of that. So I had to snap out of it and say, who am I? I am Shalita, the nonprofit Easter O'Neill. You hear that? I can help. I have something to contribute, and I bring 15 years of experience to this work, okay? The way that I do it, can't nobody else do it the way I do it. You can have a conversation with somebody about starting a nonprofit. You can look at a video. Can't nobody do it like me. I had to remind myself of who I was, and in that vein, who I want to work with, okay? I want to work with people who know that they are charging for it and have something to give to this world and will invest in themselves to do it, right? And when I say invest in themselves, it's not always money, okay? But I have rates. Yes, ma'ams and sirs. I have rates, and that is to be respected, right? But at the same token, there's things we can offer each other. Bartering situations, someone has something you need, and there's all, things are on the table depending on the circumstance. But, I want to work with somebody who understands that. Okay. I don't want to work with people that when it's time to pay, it's like, do I really want to do this? I don't know. I can't do it. And give you to run around, don't respond to your emails, don't respond to your calls. You set up a time to talk to them and they're not available, or they call you unannounced, and then when you try to get back to them, they're unavailable, and then they let weeks go by and then they pop up, and I don't want to work with people like that. I had to come to a point where I said, Shalita, what will you accept? Who are you? My time is valuable. Y'all, your time is valuable. Whether you are a consultant and you're providing services in whatever area, your time is valuable. Time is money, and you should not have to work with people who don't respect that. Because for every one person who's got cold feet and who needs you to persuade them to do something, there are people out here ready to roll, right? And will make things happen for their vision, right, in partnership with you because they're serious about it. So I had to come to a point where I said, I want to help everybody. I want everybody to win, but I can't want you to win if you don't want to win. And I don't want to work with people who don't want to win. And it's okay to say that. And I'm saying that, So you decide who you are, what you will accept and what you will not accept. Because I guarantee you, when you start accepting mediocre treatment, or people who are not valuing your time and not valuing your expertise in the beginning, that's how it's going to always be. It's just an indication of what your relationship or partnership with that person is going to be. If you got to chase somebody to respond to you, or you've got to chase somebody for your money, what? Okay? If you got to chase somebody for your money up front in the beginning and y'all ain't even get started yet, expect that you always going to be chasing that person for your money. And don't get me wrong, things come up. Life is life. Life is life, and the world is whirling. All of that, I get it. But you should not have to continuously prove yourself to someone, especially a client, right? But anybody, when you know who you are. So this is what I'll say in closing, because I told you it was going to be quick, but y'all know I could get up on here and be on here for a little while. But I want you to get it, because I'm trying to get it. And I am reminding myself, even you know that I'm huge on affirmations. So write it on the wall. Get a bracelet or a necklace and get it engraved with who you are. Things that are the three key words that describe you of who you are. You're powerful. I'm an honest, worthy, and risk-taking woman. Yes, I am. And I have to remind myself of that and of my worth. And so I put that out there for you guys to do the same thing. And I also put it out there to let you know who I want to work with. If that is you, if you are on fire in your soul, right, in your spirit, I'll start preaching up here, and you have this vision, and you will do anything for that vision, right? Within reason, y'all. I'm not saying be blind, but you are about to do what needs to be done. And you want somebody that's serious, that has the skill to help pull it out of you into the world to make it real, so that you can be successful without you having to pull your hair out or feel like you're doing it by yourself. I'm the one. But if you're not quite sure of what you don't know, you don't understand the importance of investing in yourself. You don't want to pay anybody rates for anything. You want everything free. You're not willing to be consistent. You're not willing to follow up. You're not coachable. Then save us some time. I'm not the one for you. All right. So I just want to make that clear, so that we're, as my sister April Curtis would say, let's be clear. All right. Well, I love you guys. And, again, if you are that person who is uncertain, who doesn't know your worth, who is really not, you're on the cusp, right? Or you're not. There's always room to improve. You always have an opportunity to choose to be different and to do different. The choice is yours. Just because we may not be able to work together right now because you're not in a space where I thrive, right? You're not ready for the type of interaction. You're not ready to you're not serious, right? It's all right. Everybody's not serious. Everybody's not serious. Everybody is, once you see, some people see what somebody else have and you just want that, but you don't want to put no work into it. Okay. Be honest with yourself and be truthful with yourself. You just don't want to put no work in right now. You don't feel like it. You're going to come up with every excuse in the world because you just don't feel like it. Okay? Let's be honest. Let's be clear. Yeah, if that's you, that's you. But understand, You have the ability to change and to make a choice in a split second that you're going to be different and you're going to do different. And when you decide to make that choice and you're serious about it, I'm here to help you. Reach out to me, ShalitaO'Neal.com. Yes, ma'am or sir. But, until that time, I'm looking for people who are serious. I'm looking for people who are consistent. I'm looking for people who know how to govern themselves and who are professional, for me to lend my experience with, because I'm serious about this thing and I can't work with people who aren't serious. So, all right. That's my little message for today. Know who you are. And if you've got to look in the mirror and ask yourself that question every morning and remind yourself of just who you are at your core before you walk out of that door, so that you command respect and you bring that to every interaction that you have in your day. If you need to do that, do it. Because if you don't do it, the world has a funny way of beating you down and telling you who you are. We're not going to let that happen. All right. Until the next time, you be blessed. It's Shalita, the nonprofit Easter O'Neal. And I care about you. I love you. And I'm not going to hashtag nonprofit, no filter. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you because I care that much. All right. Until the next time, be blessed.